Michaela Deshawn. You guys already know I am back like I never left. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. You guys, today's video is going to be really dope. I've never done a get to know me tag before, so I thought it would be really special to do that since we have so many new people, so many new subscribers. We now have over 200 subscribers, so I thought this would be a really dope video to film just so you guys can get to know a little bit more about me and we gonna vibe out. So yesterday and a couple of days ago, I asked on multiple social media platforms if you guys asked me some questions that you guys wanted to know about me. So I have my list here. It's a lot, but we're gonna go through them. So we just gonna hit it. So the first one is, what's my favorite food? My favorite food as a child was cheese pizza and brownies and Mountain Dew. My favorite food as an adult is probably broccoli. Broccoli and maybe like spaghetti maybe. It might still be cheese pizza. I don't know. What do you do in your free time? I sleep in my free time. I feel like I love to take naps. I'm a sleeper. Me and my husband, like, we definitely love to take a lot of naps together. So like definitely sleep because I'm like, I have such a busy schedule. But yeah, take naps. I love to read. Reading is definitely one of those things where like I love it. Like as a child, I would always read. Like that was my safe place. I would read like a book a day. I'm talking about like thick chapter books. But then as I got older, I kind of like fell out of reading. Like the other day we went to the library and I felt like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh my gosh, all the books. And I felt right at home. So I love to read as well. And also I'm a TV watcher, not a TV watcher, but like a movie watcher and a TV show watcher. We don't really have cable because we don't watch TV enough or that much to have it. But yeah, I'm a TV show watcher. I like to sleep and read. So that's what I do in my free time. The next question is, what do you like about yourself? I love my personality. I think my personality is one of those things where like I wish that I could duplicate, like have a clone of me. Because I would love to have a friend with my personality because I feel like I'm a really dope person. Like I love my personality. I love my smile. I love my resiliency. And yeah, I think also something I like about myself is my ability to kind of empathize and connect with everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, no matter what you look like, no matter what color you are, no matter what background you come from. Like I feel like I'm like my dad in that area. Like my dad can talk to anybody. They can be from China and not even speak the same language and like y'all would think they're best friends. So like that is something I really like about myself as well. Next question is, what are some of your goals? I am gonna have a video dedicated to talking about that, but I guess one of my goals right now is just to figure out myself. Like figure out what my purpose is, and I feel like I kind of have an idea of what my purpose is, but fine-tuning it. It's kind of like having an end, having a beginning, having an end, but not knowing the steps to necessarily get there. So that's what one of my goals is figuring out my purpose and exactly how to get there. Boom. Next question is your favorite music. If you know me in real life, I'm a very like an all in or all out person, like, so it reflects in my music as well. So I love gospel music. I'm an old soul at heart, so I love like the older quartet music like Pastor Shirley Caesar, the Canton Spirituals, Lee Williams, things like that, like Mississippi Mass Choir, like old Kirk Franklin. Like that's the type of music I like. And I love worship music. I love Tamala Man. Like that's what I love. On the other hand, and Vicki Winans is another one. Love her. Reverend James Moore. Like I'm an old head when it comes to like gospel music. But on the other hand, I love me some trap music, y'all. Some Killer Murder music. I love that. I love it. So it's very drastic, right? Like it's either worship or it's either trap and shooting people on the street. Like there is no in between. I'm not an R&B person. I'm not a pop. I'm not a rock person. So yeah, that's the type of music I like. The next question is, what are some things you want to accomplish in 2023? So I am going to reference to my video I have coming out. So stay tuned for that. Boom. Who is your favorite artist? DMX. DMX, God rest his soul. He is my favorite artist of all time. And I love Tamala Man too. Next question is, what's your favorite dessert? My favorite dessert, I think I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is one of those desserts where like I can eat it every single day. Like I'm not a huge sweet person. I don't really like birthday cake like that, but I love me some cheesecake. So cheesecake I'd have to say is my favorite dessert. Okay, are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? I'd say I'm both. So is that like an ambivert? Yeah, I guess now as an adult, I'm an ambivert. But growing up, I'd say up until the age of like 22, straight extrovert. Like I love, love, love people. Like I would literally thrive off of human interaction. Like I would feel energized after leaving people. And like, I don't know why, but like I was just a huge people person. But since the pandemic hit, it's like I was in the house so much. So then I don't know if that like kind of made me grow a love for just kind of being to myself, being inside, having peace and quiet. So now I love a good mixture of both. Like I love being around people, but I love my time by myself, like strictly by myself, not even with Kosi around, like just when I'm in my own zone, vibing out. I really enjoy it. So I'm both. I think I'm like not 50-50, but like 60-40. 60 extrovert and maybe like 40 introvert. Yeah. Okay, where are you from? Okay, so I was born in Texas, Nacogdoches, Texas, but I hail from and represent Newport News, Virginia. So yeah, boom. How many siblings do you have? So I have, I think 6 siblings, and I think it's 7 of us all together. So it's me, I'm the oldest. My brother, that's my twin, he's right under me. That's KJ. Right under KJ is Brianna, who's 18. She graduates in June. Right under Brianna is Promise, and she's turning 13 in January, or it is January, at the end of this month. And then right under Promise is, I think, Carson, and then right under Carson is Dallas. So yeah, I have 6 siblings. Boom. Are you single? No. I can see you don't watch my channel or you don't follow me on Instagram like faithfully or watch pages to my posts. Maybe I'm not single. Ma'am, sir, I am not single at all. I'm actually married. I'm married, very much so married. Yeah. Boom. Do you want kids? Do I want kids now? I don't know. I don't know if I want kids, and I say that because it's kind of like always an interesting question when people ask me that, and this is such a topic I would love to talk about on my podcast. But as a kid, like growing up, I used to want kids. Like I like wanted to be a mom, have this big house, white picket fence, whole thing. But like having the complications I was having and, you know, dealing with my issues, doctors are always reinforcing like, oh, you're never able to have kids, be very difficult, da da da. So I had come to a conclusion that like I would never be able to have kids, but I want to adopt. So like I fell in love with adopting and like adopting like 50 billion kids and having this huge house and it just being like a safe place. Like Medea, I love Medea in her movies because, or Tyler Perry in his movies because like I love the idea of Medea and how her house was always open and she was so loving and kind of was like that pillar in the community. And that's how I wanted my house to just be like, oh, you hungry? Girl, come to the house. You need some food? Come on, come to Sunday dinner. You need a place to stay? You can stay at my house. So that's what I've always wanted. So I've always been a big advocate of adopting, even being a foster parent. And then now as I'm older with, you know, going through a miscarriage and everything, like I'm like, okay, well, I can like, you know, get pregnant. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to birth kids. Yeah. I don't know if I want to birth kids at all. I don't really think that's a desire for me at this time. It may not. That may change come next year, come 10 plus years from now. That may change. So I'm not sure, but I love children. I genuinely enjoy being around them. Like when I be telling y'all, they flock to me and Kosi, like especially Kosi, like little kids love him so much. It's the cutest thing in the world. So don't want kids. To be honest, not right now. I don't want kids right now. I've been, me and Kosi have been blessed to be godparents of 2 beautiful children. One was just born, Zakai Eden, and we have another one on the way, Shiloh Josie Blue Walls, who will be born probably in March. I don't know. She may come a little early, she may come a little later. I don't know. But yeah, so we are blessed to be godparents for 2 beautiful children. So I think that's enough. Like, you know, we're good. We're good with that right now. And just see where life takes us, I guess. I mean, I don't know the future, so I don't know. On a subtopic of that, I feel like a lot of people tend to ask like young couples, especially that are like married or engaged, like, oh, when's the kid coming? And they like force kids on y'all or force kids on us just because like they expect us to have kids just because we're married or together. And that just makes me so uncomfortable sometimes. So like, that's like one of those things that I'll definitely be talking about later on my podcast. So stay tuned for the launch of my podcast. But yeah, do I want to have kids right now? No, I don't want to have kids right now. I don't have a desire to have kids. I'm trying to figure me out. I'm trying to get my life together. So in the meantime, like I am okay with having a dog. I am really super excited to spend time with our godchildren. Like, oh my Lord, I'm so excited. But all this could change next month, so who knows? Boom. Next question is favorite movie. Okay, so I have a couple of favorite movies. My favorite movies with an S is Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington, Gone in 60 Seconds, the first like 3 Fast and the Furiouses, the first 4, and the first 3 Transformers. Like those, and Stomp the Yard, You Got Served. That's 6. Those are like my favorite movies. I can literally watch them over and over and over again, and I know all the lines. Like I love them so much. So boom, that's my favorite movies. Okay, comedy or romance? I presume this person's talking about like movies or shows. Definitely comedy, and I prefer action. I hate romantic movies. They make me want to throw up. Like I don't like them. I don't like chick flicks. Like I don't have the patience to watch it. Like Narcosi, he loves stuff like that. It's so backwards, but like not backwards, but like it is such opposite. Like, you know what I mean? Like I definitely prefer comedy. I love to laugh. Like I will joke everybody the whole entire movie. I love to laugh. I'm definitely a comedy action girl, not a romantic type. Boom. Flights or road trips? Okay, being that I've never taken a flight before, and I definitely want to do that. That's on one of my goals this year is to fly somewhere. I'm gonna say road trips, and I say road trips because I like to be in control of my environment. You know what I mean? Like if I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Like we need to be able to exit. And I just feel like you can't really do that on the plane. So like if I'm sitting beside somebody or whatever, like it's making me uncomfortable, like I can't just be like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna get another plane and whatever. In my car, I could be like, you know what, baby, this restaurant ain't cutting it, let's go. So like I feel like you have a little bit more mobility in the vehicle. So I always prefer road trips because I like taking my time. I like seeing the sights and everything, but I definitely want to get into flying. I've never flown before, so it's kind of like a huge nervousness there because I'm like, well, dang, like if we flying and the plane go down, that's it. I don't know how to swim, especially if it's over water. I'm gonna die. Like there's no question about it. So there's that, and kind of like my thing about flying, but you know, I think the likelihood and chance of that is very slim, but you never know. So yeah, I've always preferred road trips. I'm a road trip girl in my heart. So yeah. Boom. Next, I scrolled up. Okay. Do you have any tattoos? No, I don't have any tattoos. Do I want tattoos? Most definitely. Your girl is trying to get tatted up. But no, I don't have any tattoos. What's my dream car? I don't have a dream car. I don't really have a dream car at all. Like, just a nice vehicle that preferably has either the same horsepower my car has now, which is 210 or more. Because these newer cars, they don't come with as much horsepower. But like my 2003 Toyota Avalon, that baby has 210 horsepower, and like you can tell it'll get you there. So I don't know. I don't have like a dream car like a Maserati or a Lamborghini. I think those aren't that attractive anyway. So I don't have a dream car. Boom. Okay. If you could move, go. I think it meant move. If you could move to another state, where would it be? I don't know. I think right now, like me and Kosi have been talking about, like we've been wanting to move out of Virginia for a minute now, at least for the last, since we got together, like that's what we've been talking about. Especially like recently, like we've been heavily talking about relocating and just kind of like where that would take us or we want to go. So I think right now our top few choices like Washington State, because I've lived there before and it was beautiful. The air is nice. Like my dad is out there, my little sisters are out there, so I think it'd be cool. Washington State, Texas, which is where I'm from, and possibly Kansas because their houses are so beautiful. The land, the housing market there was really dope. Now all the houses are high right now, but like their market is really dope. And Carolina is also like a very, like I think that's like top 1, top 2. North Carolina or either South Carolina. So those would be the states that I would like consider moving heavily, which we are considering moving heavily. Boom. Okay. Are you into sports? No, I'm not into sports. I'm not into watching sports. I'm a hands-on person, so like I'll play football with you. I'll go play a pickup ball game of basketball with you. So I'm more of a hands-on sporty type of girl. Now watching it, like I can't bring myself to watch a football game. No, I can't bring myself to watch a basketball game on TV, but I would rather attend a basketball game in real life and watch football on TV, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I'm not a huge sports girl. Like the Super Bowls, I'm just there for the food, you know what I mean? So not that big of a deal. But if you ask me what my team is, Dallas Cowboys, you already know. That's about, I think I've been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I was born. So like there's no other option. My whole family's Dallas Cowboys fans, so, and I'm from Texas, so there's that. Boom. Next is, okay, if you were an artist, what would your stage name be? If I was an artist, like, full blown performing, writing, performing music, I don't know. I don't know what my stage name would be. I feel like if you would have asked me this back in high school, I would have told you Sharkeisha with 4 A's. Shout out to Shar if you're watching this. But yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what my stage name would be. So that would have to definitely take some brainstorming to figure that out. Well, next question is, what's your view? This is an interesting question. What's your view on gender roles and norms? I feel like I can only speak for me in my household. My personal view on it is like, I don't think that, like with me and Kosi, right, there's not like a divide on like, okay, you do this, you do that, because I'm the wife, I'm gonna stay home, cook, clean, and slave over the hot stove, and because you're the man, you're gonna go out and you're gonna make all the money. Like, we don't really view things like that, and that's not to say that that's wrong or right or anything like that. This is what our household does. But me and Kosi are more of like a team. Like, we are a team to the end. So like, sometimes he takes out the trash, sometimes I take out the trash. Sometimes he's cooking, sometimes I'm cooking. We both work, like, so I mean, we're a team, if that makes sense. So yeah. Now, are there things that he's more apt to do? Like, he's definitely more apt to take out the trash, you know what I mean? He opens my car door for me, he opens the doors for me. So like, I guess you could say there are like gender roles and norms. I don't know. But I guess my views on it is just whatever needs to be done, we do it. We work as a team to do it. So even when we're out, or if we're like cleaning up like at church or something like that, I don't wait for him to get the trash, because I feel like that's his job. Like, if I see he's busy, I'm gonna get it. Like, if I see it first, I'll get it, I'll pick it up, I'll pack it up, I'll take it out. So like, I don't think either one of us have a certain view on like, oh, this is your job, this is your role. Now, anything that we do is because we personally feel like that works best for us, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I view it, how we view it, and how we do it in our household. Boom. That was a good question, by the way. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be? If I give one piece of advice to my younger self, it would probably be to if I give you one piece of advice to my younger self, you're not the answer to everybody's problems. That would be one piece of advice to my younger self. Okay. Boom. Okay, here we go. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? This is a great question. And anytime, like if I'm interviewing for something, or if someone asks me that question, I always feel like it's a difficult question to answer, because I don't think that there's like most people that answer like, in 5 years, I'm going to be this, this, and this, and this. And it's like one sentence. And I'm like, that is not how my brain works. In 5 years, I'll be what? 29? Because I'm 24 today. In 2 days, on the 13th, I'll be 25. So let's just say 29, 30. 29, 30, in 5 years, if we do decide to have a kid, ideally, I would like to conceive and have a kid around 29, 30. In 5 years, I would like to be in a very high level management position if I'm still working in corporate. And also, I would definitely like to be very successful in my own business with like life coaching and like, my podcast, my YouTube, like be very, very successful in that. And also, I would like to own a bakery, because your girl loves to bake. And I would also like to own a organization. Well, this is like an idea that I've had since a child. So basically, I want this idea that I'm about to tell you to be up and running, full blown by the time I'm 29, 30. And basically, we own land, right? We own like houses, apartment complex, whatever. And this would serve as a place for people to live, but not just anybody. It would be specifically ex-cons, felons, homeless people, where they could come here and learn skills so they have a place to stay. If they can't find a job, which that would be a program, be a rigorous program, teaching them, you know, how to dress, how to talk, like skills of like, you know, typing, coding, etc., learning those things where they would go out and they'll be required to apply to jobs and interview. And let's say they just, for some reason, they can't land a job, they will come work for me. And this would, basically, it's a program to help integrate them into the real world and really give them an opportunity to flourish and not just throw them out here, give them $50 and expect them to be successful in life. Like, that's not how you do it. So like here, with me, they'll be able to get an education, etc. So that's kind of like my thing of what I want to be or what to be doing in 5 years. I want that to be, and I don't want to, I'm trying to like talk around it because I don't want to give too much detail because I'm, you know what I mean? But I definitely want that, my idea, and I have a name for it and everything. I want that to be up and running very successfully, but in 5 years. We're gonna have a kid. I want to have a kid around 29, 30. If I'm still working in corporate America, I want to be in a very high level management position and be great at what I do, and it be like easy to me where like I'm picking up so many skills and I'm able to show others, etc. And I want my own business, my own brand to be flourishing through the roof. So like ideally that's kind of where I want to be. So it's kind of hard for me to answer that because I'm like, in the day, I just want to be whatever God wants for me. That's what I want. So I can't say that I have like, okay, in 5 years I'm going this. It's like, okay, God, like whatever you got for me is 10 times better. So yeah, 5 years, those are the things that I want to accomplish, and my bakery as well. Those are things that I want to accomplish and kind of like it to be full-fledged, like established and up and running. So I know that's long-winded, but in 5 years, that's what I want to be. Boom. Next question. Only a few more questions, y'all. So where do you like to vacation? I don't know because I've only been on two vacations. One, and that was when me and Kosi got together. Like, never been on a vacation before that. So we went to New York. That was really dope. And DC. That was another fun one. So yeah, I don't know where I like to vacation because we haven't vacationed enough to know where we like to vacation. But ideally, I definitely want to visit Jamaica. Like, that's definitely on my top list of vacation spots. Jamaica, Bali, and I would like to go to London as well. So, we'll see. YOLO, potato, potato. But yeah, I don't know where I like to vacation. I just know where I would like to vacation. So boom. Signs. I don't really understand this question, so I'm gonna try my best to answer it. Signs that things are meant to change for the better. I don't quite understand that question, but what I can say is that all things work out for the good of them that love the Lord. Like, what's for you is going to be for you. So God not about to have you out here looking crazy. Like, everything is going to work out. And if something is happening, it's happening for a reason. So trust your process. But I don't know about any signs that things are meant to change for the better. And if I see this means that things are going to get better. I just know that what's for you is for you. If it's in God's plan, if it's in his will, it's going to happen. So yeah, next is, what is one piece of advice to teens and one piece of advice to young adults? Oh, okay. If I had one piece of advice I could give to teens, it would be to mistakes happen and that's okay, but don't repeat the same mistake twice, if that makes sense. So you learn by making your own boo-boos, you know what I mean? Someone could, for example, when I was little, this is back in Texas, it was a hot stove, and my grandmama said, don't you touch that stove. But I don't know, I was just drawn to it. I wanted to know what that stove felt like because it was orange, like it was bright. That's how you know it was hot. It was bright orange, and I wanted to touch it, right? So my grandma was like, don't you touch that, Kayla, stay away from it. And what did I do? I went and put my hand on that hot stove, burned my hand, was screaming. I tell you what, I never touched another stove again. So I learned from that, but I never repeated that same mistake twice. And so when you're a teenager, you're going to make boo-boos. Boo-boos are going to happen. And if they don't happen, there's going to be temptation to make a boo-boo. But in the event that a boo-boo does happen or a mistake does happen, it's okay. Make your mistake. If it happens, boom, you learn from it. Don't repeat the same thing twice. And you move on, because you're in that stage where you're learning. There's so many new things. You're exposed to so much. And so everything is available to you. So things might happen, but if they do happen, don't repeat the same mistake twice. Learn from it and keep going. So that would be my piece of advice to a teenager. And to my young adults, and when I say young adults, I guess to me young adults mean like 20 to 30, if that makes sense, or like maybe like 18 to 30. So my young adults, it would be to trust your process. Everybody's process is different. Everybody's journey is different. And I know I say this like often in my videos, but I really believe that. So my neighbor's journey may not be my journey. My cousin's journey may not be my journey. And we may all have the same goal. Let's say we're all in school to be registered nurses, right? And let's say Susie, she gets done in a year, Bob gets done in 5 years, and let's say I don't finish until 10 years later. But the fact of the matter is, we all met that goal of becoming a nurse. Just everybody's life circumstances were different, everybody's timing was different, but we all had the same goal and we all got to where we needed to be. And so to my young adults, I would say trust your process. Social media can be one of those things that's, it can either make you or break you. Social media forms this, it can almost form this unrealistic expectation for what life is and what life should be. But you have to realize people, including myself, are only going to post the best of what they look like. They're only going to post the happy moments. You know what I mean? They're only going to post like things that they want to be seen in a positive light. You know what I mean? And if it's not the best, you know, let's say they're crying or whatever the case may be, yeah, you see those vulnerable moments. But for the majority and the most part, you just go to somebody's Instagrams, you're not gonna see them, you know, their hair looking crazy, eyeballs cockeyed, and, you know, stuff all over their face looking a hot mess. They're only gonna try their best to look presentable to you. But you may not know that every day they're dealing with depression, can't even get out of bed. So what I'm trying to say is, if you're a young adult, especially my teenagers that's your own social media, don't try to form your persona or your life's aspiration or your foundation based off of anything that you see on social media. These new trends and stuff, they can set you up for failure. So trust your process. To my young adults, trust your process, be patient with yourself. And the last question is, this is the last one. Do you think God is real? Yeah, most definitely. I definitely think God is real. There's not much to say about that one. I definitely believe that he is real. So I definitely believe that that's all the questions. It was quite a few. So that's all the questions that you guys have asked me. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and me answering your questions. I hope that you guys have learned a little bit more about me and kind of into my head and how I think and my personality. So I love you guys. I hope that you guys continue to tune into my channel. Again, I am posting every single day until the 13th, because on the 13th, your girl is turning 25 years old. 25, my golden years. So I'm very excited. I'm very grateful. And we lit. It's a good vibe. It's a good feeling. And I'm just grateful to be here to share this experience, share this moment with you guys. So I hope that you guys consider subscribing. Tune in even after the 13th. We post weekly. So tune in after that every week. Definitely every Thursday, maybe every Sunday. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide, but definitely tune in. Turn your post notifications on. Give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And also, if you're still watching this video right now, I wanted to thank you. So I've shared a lot about myself today. I've answered your questions, try to give y'all, what be going on in my little head. But I also want to get to know you guys. So if you're watching this right now, I want you guys to put one fun fact about yourself in the comments below, and I'll definitely read it and respond back to you, because just like I want you guys to know me, I want to get to know you guys, because we're on this journey together. We are a family here. So I love y'all. We are over and out, and I'm see y'all next time. Bye.